Greetings, everyone. This is Mustafaa, your digital marketing specialist, back at you with another video, another podcast, some more information. On this particular video, I want to talk to the reality that on the digital landscape, there's a lot of noise. And I don't say that in a negative sense, but there's a lot of noise and there may be a lot of conflicting information. And this may be more particularly true if you are someone who is trying to navigate on the digital landscape as a business owner, as a nonprofit, as a creator, as an entrepreneur, and you're trying to find those nuggets of information that will help guide you forward in your particular endeavor of business, particularly as we are in this digital landscape age where every so much and everything is online now. So you have to be able to function successfully online if you want to broadly reach the people. So you may do a Google search, you may even go on social media, you may watch, research YouTube videos, listen to some podcasts, and it seems like there's so much conflicting information where it can almost be, just confusing, where you throw your hands up and like, I don't know which way to go. So in this video, I just kind of want to speak to that because I am myself one of those voices. And I am not trying to imply that my voice is the voice, my voice is the correct voice, my way is the way, and the hell with that way, the hell with that way, listen to me. I am just putting myself out there that I am one of those voices who offer information, direction, instruction, strategy, and guidance. But I'm not saying take my way for law, but I am one of those ways. Let's give you a few examples. Let's say you have some mechanical failure in your vehicle, right? And you go to a mechanic, go to a shop, and the mechanic takes your vehicle for however amount of time. They diagnose the vehicle and they come back with a outcome of and a solution of what they need to do to get your vehicle back running, right? And they may say, hey, you need to replace this whole part. And this replacing this whole part with parts and labor is going to cost you, say, $1,500, say $2,000, say $3,000. Let's throw some big numbers out there. And your heart may sink into your stomach, and you're like, I don't have $1,500, I don't have $2,000, but I need my vehicle to get here to there, right? And something in you may say, that just don't sound right. Got to be another way. So you end up going to another shop, another mechanic, and maybe this time you go to a specialist, where the first shop was a generalist. They do a little bit, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But you go to a specialist this time, and that specialist takes your vehicle back. They diagnose it, and they come with an outcome and a solution. And they may say, yeah, you may just need to replace this one part. And replacing this one part may cost you $200-$300, parts and labor, maybe $500. And then your heart that sunk into your stomach now comes back up to your chest, and you sigh a little bit of relief because that sounds a little bit more reasonable, and that fits more into what your pocket is able to handle, right? So that's just one example of how getting a second opinion, not necessarily leaning on that first opinion, saved you money, saved you peace of mind, and allowed you to get back on the road and to have your vehicle back operable, right? We can take that to the medical field. I'm not a doctor or by training, education, or practice, of course. But even in the medical field, you hear of conflicting advice between doctors. And there's often advised that you may want to get a second opinion, because it doesn't mean that this doctor over here is wrong, but this doctor has a certain way, a certain outlook, a certain opinion. And you may go to doctor over here who may be again a specialist in your particular situation, and this doctor may have a better solution, a less invasive solution that can solve your problem. And between these two opinions, between both doctors, both in the same medical field, both have generally the same medical background or training, but they see the same thing totally different. And it's up to you as the patient to consider both viewpoints, do your own independent research, and then you come up with what's the best solution for you in this situation, for your medical situation. So I put those two situations on the table to consider, that you can have one person looking at, you can have multiple people looking at the same solution, same situation, pardon me, and they all can have different opinions. So it's no different than when we step into the digital marketing or the digital landscape or doing anything on the internet. When you do this research, you may hear one person say, do hashtags. Another person may say hashtags are outdated. What do? You may hear someone say the best time to post on social media is this time. Another person say this is the best time to post on social media. Another person may say if your content is good, no matter what time you post on social media. What do? So in the digital marketing field, in the digital marketing lane, there's so much information, there's so much noise out there. And I don't say noise in a negative sense, it's just there's so many people talking in the digital landscape. And as a business or someone who's trying to do making any moves online, it can be greatly confusing. So I'm just saying to you that you have to do your own independent research. We have Google, we have YouTube, we have ChatGPT, we have those AI tools now where you can type in a problem and kind of compare and contrast what's being given to you. And between all of the information given, you have to find what are you trying to achieve and what are you trying to accomplish. And then you have to find that person or that service provider who best aligns with what you are ultimately trying to accomplish. Because, as I said, I am a digital marketer by training and by practice. I provide digital marketing services, right? But in no way am I saying, I believe I'm right. I believe, and evidence shows that my way works. But I would not dare make my way law and say that this person don't know what they're talking about, that person in digital marketing don't know what they're talking about. Because everyone who does this digital marketing in this field, they may have a viewpoint, and their viewpoint actually may be valid, but it's just looking at it from a different angle. And they may have a strategy that works for them in how they provide that may be different from provider A, provider B, provider C. Don't make them wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It just means they have a different way of going about achieving the objective. So, as a prospect, as a potential client, you have to take into account all of these things. And just like, auto mechanic A may differ with auto mechanic B, it don't mean one is right and one is wrong. It's just they're offering things based on their level of understanding, their level of knowledge, their level of experience and practice that they have done. So in this time of you searching for a digital marketing solution, I just want you to take that into account. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of people, maybe hundreds, thousands, millions of opinions that's floating out there. But so don't allow that to confuse you, because digital marketing has so many different viewpoints, but also at the same time it is kind of simple as well. So I'm not saying in this video that I am right, they are wrong, they are right, I'm wrong. I am saying that even in the digital marketing field, just like in the auto field or the medical field or any other kind of field where multiple people can see the same solution and come with different outcomes, it's the same thing in our field. So if you choose to go with Mustafaa, and you may do your counter research and say, hey, Mustafaa, I heard what you said, but this person said that. That person says that. That person even said you don't know what you're talking about. That's reality. People may, come up with that opinion, say, Mustafaa, they say you don't know what you're talking about. This is the way to do it. See, I'm secure in my knowledge, and I'm secure in my outcomes, and I'm secure in my abilities, that I'm not threatened or insulted that you may get an opinion that differs from mine, and you may even choose to go with that different opinion in that different way. That's your right. I'm not insulted or mad by that. I'm not insulted or mad because maybe digital marketer A or digital marketer B may say, Mustafaa don't know what he's talking about. This is not the way, this is the way. Again, just like in any field, there's going to be differences, there's going to be conflict, there's going to be varying ideas. So that's a given, that's going to happen. But the bottom line is, regardless of whether we agree or disagree as in the digital marketing field, the digital landscape lane, it is what is in your best interest as a client. We can argue and debate among ourselves as professionals, but what is in your best interest? And if your research leads you to one provider over another provider, and based on your research and your insight and your gut, sometimes you feel this is the best lane to go with, then that's what you have to go with until evidence proves otherwise, that maybe this was not the best way to go, and then maybe you pivot and shift to someone else who may be more fitting to help you achieve your bottom line. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. It's a very self-explanatory message. It's a lot of noise out there, but don't be confused by so much noise that you become frozen and don't move in no direction. Always do your research. Google, YouTube, Chat GPT, ask around, go to some of these Facebook groups, these LinkedIn groups that are devoted to digital marketing, social media management, content creation, content marketing, email marketing, SEO. There's a group for every subject online. You can go to these Reddits and just put your question in there and say, hey, I'm trying to solve this problem, and I got a few different opinions of how to approach it, and this is what they're saying. And it's going to create more opinions, but just compare and contrast everything given, and then just try to make the best choice that you can. That's all you can do. And then evidence will prove whether that was the right person or not the right person. And then if not, just shift, pivot. So this is Mustafaa, your digital marketing specialist, coming at you with another video. Hope it was informative. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, join on to me. I'm on social media. I'm on YouTube, podcast. Check out my website at digitalmarketingwithmustafaa.com. That's digitalmarketingwithmustafaa.com. That's my one-stop shop website that will connect you to my podcast, that will connect you to my blog, that will connect you to my YouTube videos, that will connect you to my digital downloads. I have products and stuff that you can download and read, that will connect you to being able to be in communication with me and learn more about my perspectives. I have approximately 500 hours between podcasts and YouTube videos of information, me breaking down different lanes and different concepts in digital marketing where you can really get a great education of digital marketing. It's all free. I have blog articles again breaking down those concepts and knowledge in digital marketing that you can read over and learn, whether on your laptop, computer, your tablet, your phone. You can read those things and come away with insight and guidance and inspiration. If you like the audio listen, I got, so many hours of podcast episodes that you can listen to on the go while you're jogging, while you doing laundry, while you're washing dishes, preparing dinner. You can just pop in your headphones and you can just listen away to me drilling away at different subjects in digital marketing, content marketing, creation, email, the whole nine. And all of this is free. I'm not afraid to give away my best information. I'm not afraid to uh, just give it away, because even though as a professional, I'm in business to make money and I need money to survive, I don't mind helping. I don't mind giving away, because the bottom line is, whether it's with me or whether with another provider, I just want to see people win. I like to see people on this digital landscape dominating and winning and getting their voice out and getting their message out and making their business go to the top. I like that. That excites me to see people winning. So I'm not worried about my bottom line, because there's millions and billions of people on the internet on any given day. And by me giving away free so much of my information, it doesn't take away from me. It actually adds to me, because somebody somewhere will always going to support me. So me giving away free to a few or many, that doesn't hurt me. It actually makes me happy, because I like to see people win. So go to my website and get some of that information, and let's win. Let's dominate on these digital landscapes. Let's dominate with these digital tools. Let's dominate with this AI. Let's make our names. Let's make our business rise. Let's make our brand rise. Let's make our perspective rise. So this is Mustafaa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. Again, just do your research, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, get a fourth opinion, get a fifth opinion, however many opinions you need to get. Look at all of the options on the table. Figure out what is the bottom line that you are trying to achieve, and find the best option that aligns with what you are ultimately trying to achieve. That's all you can do. See you next time. Peace.